Hello, people. I'm Jaby KOAY, joined by JOLI the Robinson. Someday, KOAY. We're gonna watch FILTERCOPY, Confusing Things Girlfriends Say, featuring Mithila, Palkar, and Dhruv Segal.
I'm not angry. What's
So
the
cute.
matter with you? I just told you now I'm not angry.
This is so good. I love this already.
मैं क्रिकेट खेलने जा रहा हूँ यार.
अच्छा? Nice.
I'll go ना पक्का.
जाओ ना.
Don't
Do
go.
what you want anyway.
अरे what's the matter?
Nothing.
Why are you looking so upset?
You tell me.
Did I do something wrong?
मतलब you don't even know. Great. I'm fine. I'm fine. I told you now I'm fine. I'm fine.
Oh.
Thing is so slow.
Yeah, but you can cancel automatic calculations. Huh?
I know. Just go away from here.
That's a cute way to say it.
What the fuck? Listen. Turn off the what?
I'm in the loo यार.
Hell no, please.
Oh, so
Off-white
cute.
अच्छा नहीं है.
Off-white अच्छा.
But you said red first now.
मतलब red भी अच्छा है, off-white दोनों अच्छे हैं यार.
Just make up your mind, yeah. Just tell me the truth.
It was just a hug.
It's always just a hug.
Dude, you went out for dinner with that creepy ex-boyfriend of yours, and I didn't even say anything, man.
Hello, that's different, okay? I've known him for 10 years.
There's always a reason.
I know.
There's always a...
But Sarita also fucked up, no?
So now you're judging my friend. I don't judge your cheaper friend. Say now honestly, how is it?
थोड़ा undercooked है ना?
Criticize करना बहुत आसान है. It's not easy to make this, okay? This is not Maggie.
अच्छा है.
अच्छा, take this left. Arey, take this left now.
अरे this is right, that is left.
Fine, take that right now.
Dinner क्या करना है?
कुछ भी.
Okay, butter chicken, Chinese,
नहीं ना.
सामर डोसा,
Really?
salad खाए आज?
Think I'm on a diet or what?
आलू पराठा यार, yes.
They make them too oily.
कुछ सोचा क्या खाना है?
Actually, I'm full now. Hey, let's get
It's
a
like a
cat for
universal
birthday.
thing,
Oh, no,
huh?
wait, a dog. How about a rabbit? A hamster. Oh, a goldfish.
यार तू जंगल चली जा.
How rude. और तुम वापस कब आ रहे हो?
हाँ 1-2 घंटे तक आ जा तू.
1-2 घंटे still? Fine, have fun. Did you notice anything different?
No.
I got my eyebrows done.
Oh yeah. Really? बाल कटे हैं तुम्हारे?
His responses are so real.
Is it showing?
It is so genuine.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like
You didn't know?
so what a guy would say.
I keep asking him to like and share the video and subscribe to the page, but he just doesn't get the message.
That's
I
cute.
think it's getting stale. Dump कर दूँ क्या?
Oh my goodness. She's very sassy.
We were just talking about this a second ago because like communication is so difficult sometimes. But like when someone says, I've said this a million times, but sometimes I feel like I'm the chick in the relationship where like some of the things she was doing, I'm like, yeah, I've done that.
Like what?
She goes, I'm fine.
Oh yeah,
Like,
you're
and they
just
go,
total denial.
Yeah. And then you know the girlfriend goes, well, what's wrong? I'm like, oh, so you don't know. Well, that's just classy. That's classy.
Oh my
Just
god.
walk away.
What a handful. Although I think almost everyone probably is guilty of that.
You don't even know what you
Pretty
did.
passive aggressive. Everyone's kind of had that moment.
Yeah.
No, I'm fine. I'm good. Because it's like you're seething inside and you just want that person, because you're just like angry at the person, like just back away,
Well,
get out.
I just don't want
And they
to.
gotta keep poking.
I've had girlfriends go, what do you want me to say? Like, how do I fix it? I'm like, if I have to tell you, then you're not actually doing
I
you
know, and it sucks because they're actually asking because they care. Yeah, they're like
Yeah,
trying.
Exactly. It's like, no, you got to figure this out on your own. You're a grown up. I'm not gonna handhold you into this. Gosh. So I identify with that moment when she's like, so you don't even know, and she just walks away.
Did you notice anything different? No. I got my eyebrows done.
Oh yeah.
That last scene when she goes, what you notice anything? You notice anything?
With the eyebrows.
And she's
going.
like trying. And she's like, my eyebrows. He's like, oh. Yeah.
Nice job.
Yeah, exactly. No, but I feel like we've all done that. Even if you're not in a
Or just
relationship.
because you're uber excited about something.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then.
Well, even
not that noticeable.
even outside of relationships, if a female friend comes up and goes, oh look, a girl would notice what another girl's done.
Of course.
But a guy is
Yeah.
just oblivious. He's like, what? You're breathing. What is different today? Like, please stop
Same
this.
old shit.
Why are you waterboarding me? Just tell me what it is you want me to say. Your eyebrows look great.
I'm fine. I'm fine. I told you now I'm fine.
I'm trying to dissect that mentally now, the part where she goes, I'm fine. Why do we do that? That's what's happening with me right
Well,
now.
okay,
It's like
let's think
asking
about
why.
it. Like, actually, kind of like, you try to remember a time you were doing that and try to see if you can figure out what you're feeling. Because that's what I was trying to picture when you were saying it too. I was like, is it just because you're so mad at this person that you actually don't want to get into it? Because you're like, I need to contain whatever is going on to process.
I think
So it's like, back off.
sometimes this has nothing to do with the person actually doing any kind of damage to you or any kind of offense to you. Sometimes you're just upset about something else entirely, and
You just want the space. You don't want to have to talk.
but that's the thing. It's an internal conflict because I think that you do want to talk about it, but you want someone to pull teeth. For some reason, there's this
Just
innate feeling.
wrestle it out of you.
Yeah, like I think that some of us just have that, especially girls.
Do you think it makes, or so say in those instances that you do, is it because it makes you feel like they care more? If
I guess so. I guess that's what it is. Like you notice.
So it's like a test.
I guess. I'm trying to figure it out. Like honestly, I don't know what the hell is the deal.
Because it's funny, because when I say that stuff, like it means back off. Like I'm like very serious about it. And so like if people like press a little more, I'm like, oh no, you did not hear me the first time? You need to get out of my house. Like I get very
Veins
like
popping out of her
it's not
head.
a test.
Yeah.
Like it is a very clear boundary.
Well, you're also from New York. It's a little different. That's like
That's true too. Yeah.
It's like being from Mumbai, if that
It's-
gives you anything.
Is
like-
it? Oh yeah.
Well,
So is that
Mumbai,
for
New York.
there?
Mumbai, New York. I don't know if the
Very
attitude's
similar
the same.
vibe?
It's a similar city. I don't know if the vibe is the same.
Okay.
But women that I've spoken to in Mumbai were certainly straightforward. I can say that much. Yeah.
Yeah, I've noticed that in LA, it's not a straightforward vibe out here, and you kind of eventually get used to it. But in like New York, like all the ongoing thing when you meet other New Yorkers, you're like, oh my god, everyone is crazy here. like,
Oh my God.
what the hell are they talking about?
What the fuck? Listen. Turn off the what?
The ego with the laptop is certainly a real thing. Like where.
Oh, thinking she's got it, and then she's
Yeah.
like, wait a second.
Yeah, what is it? What do you want me to do? What is the
What
thing?
was it again?
I give up.
And then sugar sweet voice
Yeah.
afterwards.
Uncle. That's an American joke. That means that you give up when you say uncle.
When you like tap out.
Yeah.
Off-white acha nahi hai.
Off-white acha.
But you said red first now.
This dress thing, have you ever done this to a guy? Like, is the white one good? The red? You said the red one was good.
I
though.
don't think I've ever gotten like mad at a guy for it, but I've definitely been in the scenario where I've like changed 10 different times, like back into the same outfits, trying to figure it out.
Why? Just the first one.
I don't
looked
know.
good.
It's like a weird girl thing.
I do it sometimes with my t-shirts.
Yeah,
But, like-
I could so see you doing that.
Look, the reason why.
I could see you being in one for like 2 minutes and being like, oh shit, it's not the right one. I gotta go back and change.
It's simply because I haven't gone shoe shopping in a long time. I've got a very limited color
And
palette.
it has to match with your shoes.
It's like I can't wear a green shirt with gray shoes. It's just weird. Like, why would you do that?
Yeah, you can.
I don't know. I always feel awkward
That's
when I
the
go to
fashion.
the house.
That's the fashionista in Jaby coming out.
I'm just trying. It's
true
LA, okay?
fashionista.
If you're not metrosexual, you're not getting laid. That's the truth of the matter. You have to do.
Yeah, it is very okay
Yeah.
to be metro here. Exactly.
You got to do it right.
You definitely get a free pass out here for being metro.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's a free pass. I'd say it's like mandatory for the
I
membership
don't know
of
if it's
being an
mandatory,
Angelino.
because sometimes, although yeah, I guess you would notice that somebody doesn't live here, because if you like, I just like, I like cowboys. Is that like a weird thing? I like.
You like cowboys,
Oh,
you
I like
said?
cowboys. If you saw somebody that like dressed like a cowboy and was very macho in that sense and didn't really care about the fashion thing, I would be like, oh my god. But then you'd be like, there's no way you live here. Like you
Yeah.
clearly are not from LA.
So you ready to saddle up and milk the cows for them? Do the wife's work at home?
Yeah, for the right cowboy, I would. Yeah.
Prepare the chicken,
For
honey.
sure.
Just spit.
Just tell me the truth.
It was just a hug.
It's always just a hug.
This was great. I'm glad they brought this up because she's questioning him, going, was it just a hug? And he goes, it
Oh,
was just a
yeah.
hug. His delivery was perfect. He's like, it was just a hug. Like
Yes, like, Jesus Christ.
Emphasized the
Yes.
or enunciated the H sound. It was a hug.
Have you ever had to do that? You've had to do that a lot, right?
Well, it just made me think of this movie that's coming out called Black K Klansman with Denzel Washington's kid, and he goes, "White people, white man,"
Like overdoing
and it's
it.
like over enunciating because it's just funny because you're like you're just annoyed, so you're
Right.
overdoing it, and then he goes, "You were with your guy friend," and she goes, "Hey, that's different. We've known
She
each other for
totally
10
flipped
years."
it, yeah, in
And
like
it's
2 seconds. She's like, not even the same thing, fool. Yeah.
I've experienced things like that, not that exact thing. I've also been the dude to make those arguments. So, like, this is
Excuse me, sweetheart. I saw you touch his hand.
Yeah, well, I mean, the line that's different is the perfect argument. It's the perfect scarecrow tactic because it's just like, well, because now it becomes this whole other kerfuffle of an argument.
Right.
You just go, no, that's different. Why? Because it is. And then you kind of explain a little bit and it doesn't actually make sense. Your argument actually
Right,
sucks.
but you've already like deviated.
Yeah.
enough.
You've already taken it away.
You deflected from yourself.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's different.
But that is a funny thing that a lot of people do though, because it's like obviously she's doing that because she's jealous and she wants more attention from the guy, and like doing that stuff actually pushes people away because it's annoying as hell.
I agree with you.
But then we all do it.
I agree with you. And sometimes we're just like our own black hole. Like
Yes,
just
that's
getting
true.
kind of sucked
Yeah.
into our own
Just
bullshit.
self-sabotage. She's so cute. I love that she's always in like a t-shirt. It's such a real relationship.
That's true. Like it's so
Like they're very comfortable with each other.
well, that's the fascinating thing about people, right? Is like when they're outside in the wild, they look like
They're on their best
a
behavior.
perfect doe, you know. And then at home, they're just like slouchy clothes, slippers.
I think Pratik fucked up. Totally.
But Sarita also fucked up, no?
So now you're judging my friend. I don't judge your cheapo friend.
But she's commenting on her friends, and then he decides to chime in because that's the conversation, and then
Right.
she turns it against him and goes, "I don't comment on your cheapo friends." Like that feels so real. Like these are whoever wrote this has gone through some shit.
Yeah, no, they're definitely plucking from real life.
And I appreciate.
Yeah, girls just want to be like it's just you listen is pretty much like what the whole agenda
Ain't
is.
that the
Just
truth?
listen, yeah. Don't partake. Just listen.
I-
Hold the can while I verbally vomit.
Yes, I may have mentioned this before. I tried reading Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus.
How is that?
Or whatever. I read the first chapter.
That's about as far as you.
Well, because I'm just bad with books sometimes. Like people have actually given me books who are fans of the channel and I haven't gotten to
Right.
them because I'm bad with that. In that first chapter, it said men always try to put on their captain, what do they
Fix
call it?
it,
The captain
like fix it?
fix it cap.
Yeah.
And sometimes women just want to be held and listened to and then nod and walk away. Like that's all you got to do
Yeah,
sometimes.
it's funny. It's ironic, isn't it?
Yeah.
And we get furious sometimes. I think we have to remember, like, because that's a classic thing. I've actually yelled at really good guy friends of mine. Like, they're so sweet and they're just trying to help fix the problem. I'm gonna go, stop trying to fix the problem. I did not ask you
problem.
for that help.
The problem.
And then you feel bad at the same time, but you're like, get your shit straight, man.
Well, I think
Like, I
that-
just want to complain right now.
I'm gonna make this the last thing I say about, just to like kind of piggyback on that. I took a sociology class, and the sociology teacher, and I apologize if you already heard the story. The sociology teacher was talking about an anecdote where he had a student who wanted to, for some reason, have dinner with him, not for anything intimate, just like
Okay.
just conversation. There was something in the class that inspired this need to get this out off her chest. And she goes, "You know what I do for a living?" And he goes, "No." And he goes, "You want to take a guess?" And eventually he guessed it, and she's a call girl. And she goes, I don't have any qualms with what I do. I'm very proud of what I do. I own my own sexuality and
Right.
I have no issues with it whatsoever, but I do miss one thing. And he goes, "What's that?" And she says, "Bitching. I don't have any friends I can bitch to about my workday."
Because everyone's gonna be like, well, get the hell out of it,
Yeah,
kind of thing, right?
exactly.
She will
Exactly.
stop being a call girl.
But it shows you that even in prisons, even though you're surrounded by up people, you'd rather be next to someone else who's messed up than in solitary confinement. That's how
Right.
that's
Because we're such social creatures.
exactly.
yeah.
And so sometimes
Well, okay, so this is to get really scientific. I remember learning, so there's this, I went to these like classes for this like trauma releasing stuff, whatever, and they got into like the science behind it. It was actually really fascinating because they were saying how we evolved as animals because we have obviously the reptilian brain, we have another one, and then another layer. The more evolved species, the best way to actually get rid of stress is to socialize, is to talk. So that's your first best defense against stress is talking to another person.
depends who you talk
Or I guess
to.
even like that's true. Yeah, it might just make it worse if it's the wrong one. That's totally true. But it's otherwise after that if you've like exhausted, like say if you try to talk to somebody and they're so annoying and they're such a horrible listener that
Yeah.
it stresses you out more, then it'll go into fight or flight. So that's the next stage.
It might take your attention off
And
the
then
bullshit.
if
yeah.
that doesn't
Yeah.
work, you'll just go into like total like shutdown freeze mode.
Yeah.
You just like can't handle it anymore.
But to the thing about the call girl, though, the key thing there is that she just wanted someone to bitch to, and sometimes that's
Right.
just all of
It's
us
just what
want
you
that.
need, yeah.
All of us just want someone to bitch to.
You don't need anyone to fix a problem.
Like, stop correcting me, man. Stop telling me how to do this. I know that I am fing up here. I just want to be able to talk about this, and you not say shit to me. Just let me say it.
Just express how annoyed you are with the situation.
Yeah, like sometimes like we know it's messed up. We just want to talk about it.
Yeah.
So, anyways, you guys, thanks so much for hanging out with us. Please check out JOLI on the social media and in real life.
Maybe not in real life. Like, don't try to Google where I am and like
She
do
likes
that.
she likes her stalkers to wear a cowboy hat and ride a horse.
That's actually good because then I can recognize you. That's actually good.
It's
Yes,
easier to
do that if
spot.
you're gonna stalk me, so that I can spot you better.
Be like a scene
Call
out
the
of
cops on you easier.
some kind of scene out of Inception. Just like what's happening. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Check out our other reactions, reviews, and short films. I'm Jaby KOAY. This is
JOLI Robinson.
Peace out.